So, my dear students, so very good evening. And today we are going to discuss the continuation of the last session, that is a solid state. So, we already studied about the introduction of the solid state. So, why the solid actually it exists in the nature. So, how the solid state will exist, how generally the solid state, the molecules, the compounds in the periodic table, they exist in a liquid state, gaseous state, and what is the reason behind the physical states of matter. I already told you that is the temperature and the van der Waals forces. They are the major reasons. They can decide which one is a particular molecule is a liquid or gas or solid. So after that we need to understand the complete knowledge about the solid state. So how the structure of solids, what type of properties are there in a solid state. So today we will discuss all those things. So here now we will discuss the crystallography. So you can see here the crystallography. So what is actually the crystallography? So what actually the crystallography? So crystallography is nothing but graphy is nothing but study. So crystal is nothing but the solid types. So I will tell you what is actually the crystallography, but you must understand what are the properties of solid. So see here you can easily understand. Then I will say the crystallography. So what is actually the solid state? So solid state is nothing but the solid state. It is a study of matter in which the constituent particles are bonded with a strong intermolecular force of attraction, that is a van der Waals forces. That means you can take the solid particle. So I will take the solid, and this comes under the liquid, and this is a gas. So what actually the particle? So you can take the beaker like this. The particles of solid, they are very close like this. So they are very close like this. So the solid, so you can take the solid like sodium chloride. Sodium chloride, the sodium and chlorine, sodium chloride. So the interaction between one chlorine and one sodium, which is very high. So the interaction of each particle which is very high, that is the van der Waals forces are very high. Hence, so they are very closely connected with each other. There will be a lot of force of interaction in the solid. But in case of liquid, generally the distance is somewhat distance like this. So there is a certain distance in each molecule, hence they can flow. So liquid can easily flow, but solid, they can't flow. They are only fixed, rigid. So they are particularly, they are stagnant at a particular phase. So liquid particles, they are somewhat like this. So the gaseous phase, the distance, the intermolecular forces are very less. So the particles, the whatever the constituent particles, the force of attraction which is very less, so they can easily freely they can move in the whatever the specified area. So the solids which are the very closely they are packed at the liquid phase, somewhat there is a less intermolecular force of attraction comparing with the solid. But gaseous phase, which is very less interaction, so generally very less interaction. So generally the gaseous molecule, they can easily freely they can move from one area to another area. So let us discuss the what type of properties are there, what is the difference between those solid, liquid, and the gas. So first, so you know that the solid. So first you can take the solid. So we will study only the solid state now, and then in the next class we will discuss again the liquid state, gaseous phase. So first solid phase. The properties are what type of properties are there? You know that very simple. You have already studied in your earlier classes. So I don't want to tell much about this particular property. That is the shape, size, and volume that is definite and fixed. You know that the solid. So you can take any rock, banda తీసుకున్నాను rock, stone. So it is having a certain shape, the size, volume, that is a definite and fixed. అది ఖచ్చితంగా మారకుండా ఫిక్స్డ్ ఉంటుంది నాన్న. The compressibility which is very low. Compressibility. So we cannot compress the solid, but we can compress the gas by using the pressure. So you can take the gas cylinder. So in the gas cylinder, we can compress the gas. మొత్తం కంప్రెస్ చేసి ఒక గ్యాస్ సిలిండర్ లో పెడుతున్నాం నాన్న by increasing the pressure. So by increasing much pressure, and we can compress a gas into a gas cylinder. And the next, diffusion. The gas is the diffusion is nothing but the expansion. So gas it can easily flow from one area to another. So that means the gas can diffuse from high pressure region to low pressure region. That is a diffusion. Nothing but you can take the gas cylinder. If you open the whatever the lid of the gas, generally the gas they can easily move to low pressure region. So that is a diffusion. Solid cannot move. Definitely it is a fixed, it is a rigid, it is a stagnant at a one place. And the melting point, boiling point, which is very high. Definitely the temperature required to break the bond in a solid state, which is very high. So the melting point and boiling point, they are very high for the solid phase. And they are good conductor of electricity. They are good conductor of electricity. And they are having their electrons. They can easily flow their electrons. You know that the flow of electrons is called generally the electricity. So electrons flow అయితే అది electricity nana. They are good conductors of heat and electricity, and van der Waals force of attraction, they are very very high. Generally these are the properties of the solid. And then, so we will discuss the classification of solids. So there are actually the two types of solids are there. They are very very important. The first one, which is crystalline. Next one is amorphous. So this is very very important here. So please look at carefully here, and you have to listen carefully here. The what is crystalline solid? So crystal solids and amorphous solid. So there are two types of solids here. So one is crystalline. So that is the sugar crystal. You can take the sugar crystal. You can take the sugar crystals, like salt crystals are there. They are the crystallines. Amorphous, nothing but there is no, you can easily understand here. The regular arrangement of constant particles for a long range is called the crystalline solids. So that means nothing but in a particular solid, whatever the atoms, the molecules, the ions, they are having a regular arrangement like this. So the arrangement will be like this. So the arrangement will be a very regular. The discipline arrangement will be there in a crystalline solid. So in case of amorphous, irregular arrangement of a particles. That means one particle will here, another particle here, and here. So here, whatever may be, there is no specific discipline arrangement. So, but in case of solids, there is a specific regular arrangement like this. So you can take any other way like this. You can take the arrangement like this. So I have written like this. So I will again write like this. So that the arrangement will be like this. So there is a specific regular arrangement like this. The discipline arrangement of a particles, the constituent particles are called the crystalline solids. So now you can check here why I have written like this. So you know that you can see here the regular arrangement. So one particle or the distance between this is particularly exactly same. So here also same, here also same. So the regular the discipline arrangement of a constituent particles is called is a crystalline solid. But in case of amorphous, there is no such particular, there is no such regular arrangement. So the best example, nothing but you can take generally in a morning player, you will like the boys and whatever the. So generally I will take one of the best example. So you can take the prayer also. In the prayer, generally all the peoples, they will stand here like this. So they will stand in a discipline like this. But in case of amorphous, there is no discipline. So definitely one people here, another people here are like this. So you can take any party over here, any marriage or whatever the festival. So generally the people or the crowd will be in an irregular manner. They can here and there, they will wander here and there. So but generally in case of a particular crystalline, the particles are regularly arranged. That means you can take in your classroom, the chairs are arranged in a regular manner. Those atoms, the particles are very, very regular. So you can take the sodium chloride crystal, the sodium, one chlorine which is Na plus and Cl minus. So next one which is again Na plus, again Cl minus. So again Na plus, Cl minus. So again here also Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus, Na plus. So that is the regular arrangement. So the discipline arrangement is called the crystalline solid. But in case of amorphous, there is no such irregular arrangement. Hence, we don't want to study much about this irregular arrangement particles also. So we will study only the discipline students, the discipline arrangement, which is the crystalline solids. So what actually difference between these two here? So the first case. So what is the first one, which is the regular arrangement of constant particles for a long range is called the crystalline solid. They are very, very strong force of attraction, and they are here the amorphous, they are very, very weak force of attraction. So that you should remember one thing here. And all the crystalline solids, they are strong force of attraction and they are the true solids. So why they are true solids? Because they are having a specific arrangement like this. So they are particularly they are the true solids, but here they are the pseudo solids. Pseudo is nothing but false. Tappu nana, tappu solid. This is also called supercooled liquid. I will tell you the best example. So you can take the window glass. So you can see here window glass is generally, by looking at the window glass you can say that it is a solid. But actually in a scientific way we can say that the glass which is window glass, it is not a solid, actually it is a liquid. So actually it is a liquid, but we can look as a solid. So window you can easily look at as a solid, but that you can easily understand that generally in a summer season you can take the window, the bottom, the depth of the bottom side of the window, generally it is thicker than comparing with the top of the window. Generally you can take the summer season, generally due to the very very hot condition, the temperature, generally the glass will flow from top to bottom like this. So due to the gravitational force, generally the bottom, so whatever the window, so here at the bottom of the layer, generally it is somewhat thicker than the top of the bottom. So why actually, what is the reason here? The liquid which is flow from top to bottom here. So liquid which is flow from top to bottom here. So why top to bottom here? Generally the gravitational force. So it is not a solid. So if it is a solid, definitely it will not flow. It is a rigid and a fixed, it is a definite, but it is a liquid actually, but it is looking as a solid. Hence it is a pseudo solid or supercooled liquid. It is also called supercooled liquid. I will tell you what actually supercooled liquid in the next class also. But you must remember one thing: the crystalline solids are very very good, and we can study those crystals. They are having very very disciplined arrangement, so they are very very good in their structure, and we can easily study them. But amorphous, they are very very bad. There is no arrangement, so we can't study much about the amorphous solid. They are very very false. They are false solid. So we'll understand here. And the crystalline solids are very very sharp melting points they are having, and they are having very range of melting point. That means the crystalline having melting point they are at 100 degrees Celsius, but here they are having the melting point that is 100 to 110 degrees Celsius. That means there is no particularly specific melting point, but this amorphous they are having a range of melting point. That means in between 100 or 110, whatever maybe we don't know. Sometimes 100, 101, 103, 103. But in case of crystals, they are having a specific melting point. 100 means 100. That's it. There is no change in the melting point. There is no range in the melting point. And the next point which is very very important here. So look at here. So this crystalline, whatever the crystalline solids, they are anisotropic in nature and they are isotropic in nature. So what actually the difference between these two here? So anisotropic and isotropic. So anisotropic means iso actually it means iso, that means same. Here I have already written the definition, that is a similar physical properties at a different direction. Here the different physical properties at a different direction. So I will tell you exactly here. So you can take here. So I will take the crystal like this. So first I will take the crystal. There is a regular arrangement like this. So there is a regular arrangement like this. So there is a regular arrangement. So there is a regular arrangement like this. So you can take any direction. You can take any direction like this. This you can take any direction. So you will get the different physical properties comparing with the amorphous, because you can take the amorphous. One is here like this. అంటే ఏం లేదు, అమార్ఫస్ అంటే ఇష్టం వచ్చినట్టు ఉంటాయి నా పార్టికల్స్, స్పెసిఫిక్ గా ఒక దగ్గర ఉండవు. సో ఒక్కొక్కటి ఇష్టం వచ్చినట్టు ఉంటాయి. ద మాలిక్యులర్ ఫోర్స్ ఆఫ్ అట్రాక్షన్ బిట్వీన్ ఈచ్ మాలిక్యూల్ విచ్ ఇస్ వెరీ లెస్. అందుకని అవి ఎక్కడెక్కడో దూరం దూరం ఉంటాయి అన్న. సో దూరం దూరం ఉంటున్నాయి కాబట్టి యూ కెన్ టేక్ ఎనీ డైరెక్షన్. ఇటు నుంచి పోయినాం అనుకున్నాను, సో యూ కెన్ టేక్ ఏదైనా ఎక్కడైనా ఒక్కసారి రెగ్యులర్ అరేంజ్మెంట్ ఉంటుందా అంటే ఉండదు. యూ కెన్ టేక్ దిస్ డైరెక్షన్, ఉండదు. ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఉండదు, ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఉండదు, ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఉండదు. సో యూ కెన్ టేక్ ఎనీ సచ్ డైరెక్షన్. You cannot get a particular arrangement. Definitely you will get a different mixed whatever the configuration. So I will tell you exactly here by taking one example. So let us take, I will take the first example, minus plus minus. So nothing but you can take simply as a sodium chloride like this. So I will take the sodium first and chlorine minus. Sodium chloride salt having a certain crystal, and those crystal, so in that particular sodium chloride, it is an ionic compound, it is having ion. So Na plus Cl minus, again Na plus Cl minus, Na plus Cl minus, Na plus Cl minus. So like this the arrangement will be plus minus, so plus minus. So like this the arrangement will be plus minus. So I have written here, see here, plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, plus minus. So here also minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, like this. So plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, like this. So there is a regular discipline arrangement. So once I want to, so you look at here one thing. I want to tell you here that. So if you go in this direction, so I'm going in this direction, first you are getting a positive charge, negative charge, positive charge, negative charge, positive charge, negative charge. Okay, very good. So you can take again this direction. What you will get? Positive charge, negative charge, positive charge. Very good. So again I will go to this direction. I will go to this direction. So you will get a positive charge, positive charge, positive charge. So I will go to again this direction. So you will get a negative charge, negative charge, negative charge. So here also I will go to this charge, positive charge, positive charge. That means at a different direction. So when you are going through a different direction, you will get a you will get a different arrangement. So there is no such same equal arrangement in each direction in case of crystal. But in case of this amorphous, one is plus here minus, plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, minus, plus, plus minus. So there is no such regular arrangement. So you can come with any direction. So you can come in any direction. You cannot get a particular, whatever the particular configuration, particular arrangement. So you can go anyway. The physical property will be same. There is no change in the physical property. So definitely there will be no change in the physical property. Physical property are nothing but the refractive index కానీ ఏదన్నా తీసుకున్నాను, మెల్టింగ్ పాయింట్, బాయిలింగ్ పాయింట్, జనరలీ ఏ డైరెక్షన్లో తీసుకున్నా ఇక్కడ పెద్దగా చేంజెస్ ఏమి ఉండవు. బట్ ఇక్కడ ఒక్కొక్క డైరెక్షన్లో ఒక్కొక్క అరేంజ్మెంట్ అనేది మారిపోతుంది. ఒకసారి ప్లస్ మైనస్ వస్తుంది, ఒకసారి ప్లస్ 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 వస్తుంది, ఇంకోసారి మైనస్ 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 వస్తుంది. సో డిఫరెంట్ డైరెక్షన్లో డిఫరెంట్ ఫిజికల్ ప్రాపర్టీస్ వస్తాయి అందుకే. సో ద బెస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ దే ఆర్ NaCl, ZnS, CaF2 and sugar. Here the plastic, rubber, glass, they are amorphous. So simply I want to tell you the simple example. The powder part is called amorphous. Like whatever the Pond's powder ఉంటుంది మనది amorphous. అదే షుగర్ కానీ, సాల్ట్ కానీ, శాండ్, ఇసుక కానీ తీసుకుంటే దే ఆర్ ద క్రిస్టల్ లైన్. సో దట్ ఈస్ a crystalline and amorphous. So I want to tell you one thing here. So remember that crystals are particularly, they are having a regular discipline arrangement like this. So amorphous, there is no such regular arrangement. They will be here and there like this. So we do not much consider about that particular amorphous. Probably we can't decide a physical property for that amorphous solids, because they are having different direction, they are having different arrangement. So we cannot decide what type of structure actually those amorphous solids. But in case of crystal, so there is a particular arrangement like this, there is a specific particular arrangement. So we will only the study the crystal. So hence this study of crystals is called crystallography. So this is called crystallography. So crystallography is nothing but the study of the crystal. The crystal geometry enti, crystal plane enti, crystal angle enti. So you can take the plane like this. So I will draw a plane like this. What is the distance between these two planes? And what is the angle between the 2 points? So angle enti, plane enti, distance enti, geometry enti, structure enti. So we will study the structure of a crystal solid in detail in a further. But you remember one thing here: the amorphous solids are completely different with the crystal solids, and crystalline solids we have to study. So we can decide a geometry for a crystalline solid, but we can't decide, we cannot study for the amorphous solid. So that you should remember one thing here. And then next we will see. So these are the differences between solid and liquid gas, and you can easily study in your earlier classes. And I will send the notes. You can easily study all these things. That is, the solids are having the fixed shape. There is no fixed shape. There is no shape. Molecular very close to each other. They are having high density. They are very low compressibility, viscosity, solid. So these all the properties you are already studied in your earlier classes, but you can easily consider all these things. and I will send the notes. You can easily study here. And the next one, which is the laws of crystallography. So this is very, very important part here, the laws of crystallography. So laws of crystallography, which is very, very important. And here there are there are three laws. So those three laws you should remember here. So what actually those three laws here? So the laws of crystallography. So what actually the crystal? So crystal is nothing but in a solid, the regular arrangement of particles, the regular arrangement of constituent particles is certainly it is a crystal. So the crystal, the study of crystal, it is called crystallography. So there are certain laws for this crystal. So these three are the laws to study this particular crystal. So see here we will understand one by one. That is a law of interfacial angle, law of symmetry, and a law of rationality of indices. So one by one we will study all these three laws. So I will take the first example, which is law of interfacial angle. So what is actually the law of interfacial angle? So see here. So first, what is interfacial angle? So here you should understand one thing here. What actually the crystal structure will be there. So let us take a point here. So I will take a point here and here. So these are a particularly point. They are like this. So now, so I have written this in a two-dimensional way. So you can get the solid in a two-dimensional or three-dimensional. So actually the particles are they can move freely. Generally they are in a three-dimensional structure. But I am writing in a two-dimensional way. So you can easily understand here that so the particles they are having regular arrangement like this. So you can draw a plane like this. So you should remember one thing here, the structure will be like this. So whenever I will tell you one thing here, so exactly you can take I will draw a particular diagram so you can easily understand. So see here, so here you should understand here one thing here. So first of all, so whatever the crystal, so crystal is having the points like this. So these are points are nothing but they are the particles. So you can take if you take NaCl, if you take the NaCl, these are the particle. One is Na plus Cl minus, Na plus Cl minus, Na plus Cl minus. If you take only the sodium metal, so each one is a sodium, and this particular point is the center of an atom. So if you take Na plus, so Na plus, so this is Na plus. You can take this is Na plus, and the center exactly I'm taking as a point like this. And particularly I'm taking only the center. So if I'm taking a particularly center here, I'm drawing only the center of point, center of atoms like this. So let us write. So see here. So I'm drawing a square here. So this particular points, the total structure, actually it is called the crystal lattice. Crystal lattice. The whole structure is called crystal lattice. And these points are called lattice points. Lattice points. So you should remember one thing here. So what actually the crystal lattice and what is lattice point and what is this particular unit cell. So once again, I will tell you the okay, I will show you another diagram so you can easily understand. Okay. So this you should understand crystal lattice also. So see here the crystal lattice. So lattice is nothing but the regular arrangement of constituent particles in a three-dimensional way. So these particles are arranged in a regular. So remember one thing, we are studying only for the crystals, and the regular arrangement of these particles in a three-dimensional way. It is a two-dimensional. I am drawing actually here two-dimensional only. So it is not possible to draw in a three-dimensional way. X-axis, Y-axis, and Z-axis. Here I have written only X-axis, Y-axis. This is X-axis. This is Y-axis. I can't draw that is Z-axis. So I will write also, but you should remember one thing here. So the regular arrangement of these constituent particles is called the lattice. That is a crystal lattice, or the three-dimensional arrangement of lattice points in a space is called the crystal lattice. So now you should remember, see here. So the so these points, so all these points are called lattice point. So any particle which makes unit cell are called this lattice point. So see here. So what is actually unit cell? So these particular lattice points. So all the lattice points they will form one crystal lattice. But particularly the specific lattice points they can form a particularly a unit cell. So unit cell is nothing but it is the smallest portion of crystal lattice which repeat itself in every direction. So which repeats in every direction. So I will tell you the best example so you can easily understand here. So unit cell means, so unit cell is the smallest portion of crystal lattice which repeat itself in every direction, or which is the smallest three-dimensional unit which can form lattice after repetition. That means you can take the crystal like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. So all the crystal lattice here, and the points are called lattice point. That is the center of atoms, the whatever the nucleus. So you can take here. I will take the box here. I will take a box here. So observe the box. So a smallest portion of crystal lattice. So this portion is very very small. అంతకంటే చిన్న ఏముండదు నాన్న. So that is very very small portion which repeat itself in every direction. So that can repeat in every direction. So it can repeat in every direction. So how it can repeat in every direction? So you can easily understand here. So that also you can easily, you can see easily here. See here. So you can draw here. You can say another like this. So you can try another one like this. So you can draw another one like this. So see here, this is the smallest portion, and by repeating such units, by repeating such units, so it is actually a small, it is a small portion in a total crystal lattice. So actually I am drawing only the two-dimensional crystal lattice. So remember one thing, two-dimensional, I am not drawing any three-dimensional. So two-dimensionally I am drawing a crystal lattice, and the smallest portion, this is the smallest portion, and this smallest portion which repeats itself in every direction. ప్రతి డైరెక్షన్ లో రిపీట్ అవుతుంది చూడండి, ఈ డైరెక్షన్ లో రిపీట్ అవుతుంది, ఈ డైరెక్షన్ లో రిపీట్ అవుతుంది, ఈ డైరెక్షన్ లో రిపీట్ అవుతుంది, ఈ డైరెక్షన్ లో this direction, in each direction it completely it repeats itself. So you can also give another definition like this. It is the smallest 3D unit which can form lattice after repetition. After repetition it will form one lattice. So it is a two-dimensional crystal lattice in which this particular point is called the lattice point, and the smallest portion is called a particularly it is a unit cell. So not only this, you can take this also one of the unit cell. This is one of the unit cell, unit cell, unit cell, unit cell, unit cell. So number of unit cells, ఇవన్నీ యూనిట్ సెల్ అన్ని కలుపుకుంటూ పోతే you will get a final crystal lattice. సో యూనిట్ సెల్ అని నథింగ్ బట్ ఈజ్ ఎ హౌస్. ఒక పెద్ద బిల్డింగ్ తీసుకున్నాం అనుకోనా, ఒక పెద్ద బిల్డింగ్ ఎలా కడతాము అంటే మనం బ్రిక్స్ తీసుకుంటాం, ఇట్లా బ్రిక్స్ లైక్ దిస్, మొత్తం కంప్లీట్ గా ఇట్లా బ్రిక్స్ తీసుకొని ఇట్లా కడతా ఉంటాం, అంతేగా. సో ఈచ్ బ్రిక్ ఈజ్ ఎ యూనిట్ సెల్, each brick is a unit cell, and the whole building, whatever the building is our crystal lattice, is crystal lattice. And bricks, whatever the bricks, each brick is a unit cell. And brick ఎట్లా వస్తుంది నాన్న, మట్టే కదా, అది ఏం లేదు కదా, ఎర్రటి మట్టే కదా. సో ఆ మట్టి ఒక్కొక్క పాయింట్ ని ఏమంటాం అంటే లాటిస్ పాయింట్స్ అంటాం. సో we will discuss here in a particular crystal lattice the whole building is a crystal lattice, and the bricks, the crystal lattice is made up of bricks. So those bricks are called unit cells. So that is a two-dimensional crystal lattice. Here I have drawn here two-dimensional crystal lattice. So I will draw next three-dimensional. So I will take the three-dimensional so you can easily understand here. So this is a three-dimensional crystal lattice. So you can check here. So see here. So one unit cell will be like this. This is one unit cell. After repeating such unit cells, you can get the number of crystal lattices. So you can easily understand here. So I will draw a major one also. So you can easily see here. So this is the large crystal lattice. So this all the total which is crystal lattice. So this is particularly this is a whole crystal lattice, and so see here you can easily understand here the unit cell, the smallest portion. So the smallest portion will be like this. So the smallest portion like this. So this particular cube is the smallest portion. This is one of the unit cell. This is one of the unit cell. So this particular unit cell and the points, all these points. So these points are called lattice points. Lattice points. And the completely the part, all this is called lattice or crystal lattice. Crystal lattice. Crystal lattice. So now we will discuss what are the laws of crystallography, how we will discuss all this crystal lattice structure. So remember this crystal lattice and lattice point and a unit cell. So remember that unit cell is a brick of a house. ఒక బిల్డింగ్ తీసుకునే బ్రిక్ యూనిట్ సెల్ నేను అన్ని యూనిట్ సెల్ కలిపితే మనకు ఒక పెద్ద బిల్డింగ్ అయిపోతుంది. అన్ని బ్రిక్లు కలిపితే ఒక పెద్ద బిల్డింగ్ అవుతుంది. అన్ని యూనిట్ సెల్ కలిపితే ఒక పెద్ద క్రిస్టల్ అయిపోతుంది. సో దట్ బ్రిక్ కన్సిస్టింగ్ ఆఫ్ స్మాల్ పార్టికల్స్ ఆఫ్ శాండ్. సో మనకు కూడా ఇక్కడ యూనిట్ సెల్ ఎట్లా ఏర్పడుతుంది అంటే దీస్ పాయింట్స్. సో దోస్ పాయింట్స్ ఆర్ నథింగ్ బట్ the crystal points, the lattice point, they are called the lattice points. So one by one we will discuss. So first we will discuss the laws of crystallography, then we will discuss the whatever the lattice points here. So the laws of crystallography.